Alright everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Dramatical Murder. This is my second upload for the series, and hopefully not the last. Last time when I was editing the video, I found that I had a little bit of trouble with the sound. The game's audio was too quiet. I have hopefully fixed that now by playing around with my controls. If not, I'll just have to keep playing with it. But in my test videos, it sounded alright. So hopefully I won't go an hour and turn out with a really quiet video again. So, anyway. When we last left off, we had just met boyfriend candidate number 1, Kojaku. He is a playboy and a hairdresser. He seems like a very straight man, but we all know he has the hots for Alba. Anyway, after departing from Kojaku, we continued on with our delivery, and we're now getting close to Delivery Works. Or, we already are there. Now, in my last video, I mentioned that the courier, i.e. the character who acts as the receptionist at the courier, is both a good and a bad character. She's a good character because she's funny and interesting. She's a bad character because, well, you'll see.
いらっしゃいませ。あら、青葉ちゃん、毎度。
That's why. Yoshie-san is a nice person, as Alba will say, but she's also fairly annoying. Particularly her voice.
お疲れ様です。
Yeah, and that's the other reason, that she's not necessarily the best character.
これ、お願いします。
はいはい、預かるわよ。
Yeah, that's expert care, alright.
So, それじゃ、失礼します。
青葉ちゃん、この後お店へ戻るの？
いや、今日は帰ります。店長が店早く閉めるから、これ終わったら帰っていいって。
あら、そうなの。いいわね。だって今夜は旦那らの最終回じゃない？リアルタイムで見られるじゃないの。
Always. Yoshie-san would be a much more likable character if her voice wasn't like that. Because she's a feisty woman, and I like that. I can't stand that voice.
ダン？何ですか？
やったの。この間教えてあげたばっかりじゃない。
あ、そうでしたっけ？何でしたっけ？
ドラマよ、ドラマ。チークダンスでさようならよ。今日でついにどちらをパートナーに選ぶか決まるのよ。
On another note, why do characters like this always like soap operas? And why do they always try to make dudes watch soap operas?
私は断然カイザー松岡がいいと思うの。あの爽やかな笑顔にちょっぴりの薄気がたまらないのよね。
I never noticed that before. Recruiting young men only. That's kind of creepy, Yoshie-san. And drunk driving is a big no. That is true. What about down here? Private. Please send your smiles to your loved ones. And we got some magazines. We got the delivery box. Basically, it looks like a small post office.
はあ。
Again, she's very funny, and I like her character. I just wish she had a different voice. There you go. She isn't really a bad person.
じゃあ俺、そろそろ。
Run, motherfucker, run!
そういえばね、アバちゃん。聞いた？ほら、あの話よ、あの話。もしかしたら知ってるかもしれないんだけど。
And here comes her not so likable characteristic number 2. She's kind of persistent.
ほら、北の氷河谷あるじゃない？あの治安が悪い地区。もともといい噂のないところだけど、最近特に物騒な噂を聞くのよ。
はあ。
あの辺にね、超極悪非道な死刑囚がリーダーをやってるチームがいるらしいのよ。
ああ、スクラッチでしたっけ？なんかやばい連中が最近よく出没するみたいですね。
Plot.
そうそう。刑務所の囚人たちで作られたチームらしいじゃない？確か、ちょっと前にも、あの辺で誰か誘拐されたとか、建物が壊されたとか、そんな話があったでしょ？怖いわよね。夜道なんておちおち一人で歩けないわよ。警察なんて全然頼りにならないしね。それどころか警察だって私たちに何するかわからないし。ほんと、生きにくい世の中よね。
Yeah, when the cops act like that, what are the requirements for getting into the police force in this town, honestly? Especially considering the cops that we're introduced to. So, how is it that the entire police force basically became a yakuza on their own? That's what I'd like to know. I mean, I know it's technically a slum in the old resident district, but still, you'd think there'd be some restrictions and regulations.
ああ、やだやだ。私も早く帰りたいわ。ねえ、もし帰りに襲われちゃったりしたらどうしよう。
え？
Oh God.
大丈夫じゃないですかね。
You know, actually, I think she would be okay. Yoshie-san is actually pretty feisty for an old lady.
なになに？おばちゃんひどい。
Ugh. That makes me cringe.
私の一体何が大丈夫だって言うのよ。
ああ、じゃ、俺はこの辺で、お疲れした。
Run, motherfucker, run!
ちょっと、
No!
え？
あの青いのはどうしたのかしら。
Clara is a robot dog. Did Yoshie-san just set her to be a... well, basically a bitch? As bad as that pun may be.
クララちゃん。レンちゃん そうよね。クララちゃんとレンちゃん仲良しだものね。
One of the things they say in this game is that the All-Mates take on personalities similar to their owners as they adapt to their situation. As you can see with Benny, Benny acts quite a bit like Kojaku in some situations, and Ren has some personality traits that are similar to Alba's, but that is, well, that could be for reasons other than him being an All-Mate. But, the owners do get to set the personalities, the base personalities on their All-Mates, and as time goes by and they interact with their environment, the personality of the All-Mates change. So why is it that Yoshie-san set her, who's a very nice person, a little obnoxious, why set her All-Mate to be so stuck? Ah.
ああ、今日は、あいにくい家に。
That is an obvious lie.
そのカバンに入っているんでしょ？私に挨拶もしないで帰るつもり？
青葉、どうした？
レン、クララちゃんにご挨拶。
I love that face. I love that face. Oh, I feel so bad for you, Ren.
どうしたの？まだ眠っているのかしら？
Obviously not.
ごきげんよう、クラ。
ごきげんよう、レン。
本当にクララちゃんとレンちゃんは仲良しね。
Yeah, they're not exactly hiding their feelings all that well, so how can you be that oblivious? Case in point, that laugh is a little bit too awkward for someone who's enjoying himself.
それじゃあ挨拶も終わったし、今度こそこの辺で。
Run, motherfucker, run!
ああ、待って、ちょっと待って、おばちゃん。
え？
もう一つだけ。ちょっと待ってね。悪いわね、帰るところ。
Then let me leave!
ねえ、お疲れ。
避けて通れないのであれば仕方ない。
Oh, fuck up, Ren. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yoshie-san was free to set Clara's personality as she wanted it, so why choose a stuck-up personality? It just doesn't make much sense given Yoshie's own personality. I mean, Yoshie can be a bit obnoxious, but she and Clara are obnoxious in completely different ways.
青葉こそ大丈夫か？
Mean.
なんとか。
Wouldn't that give you a stomachache, not heartburn?
さあ、帰るか。
Fellow soldier. Okay, number whatever thing I still do not understand about this game, no matter how many times I play it. Why is Ribsties called a game? They're gangs who fight over turf and graffiti their tag art. That's not a game. And I still don't get why Ribsties and Rhyme are so closely interconnected and compared to another, when Rhyme really is a game. I can't see Ribsties as a game. I can't. They're gangs. Rhyme, I can see as a game. It's one of those things that I always found as weird, how people can call it doing rib. And, yeah, it's just weird. Christmas boys!
おお、これブレインナッツのジャケットじゃん。
なあ、このデザインって今プレミアついてるやつじゃね？
やっべえ、俺これすげえ欲しいんすけど。なあ、お兄さん。
Why do games always have characters like this?
駅前の店で売ってるよ。
And you gotta hand it to Alba. He does have some guts. When he's being mugged, being attacked, being gang raped, he will always fight back and have an attitude. He's not a jackass, and he's not too arrogant. He's cocky, but he's not too much so. But he's got enough guts to show someone what's what, and basically not take anyone's shit. Except in one certain route, which kills his likable personality traits by beating it out of him. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
ちょっと待てって。
お前なんだよ、その態度。
俺は今、ここでこれが欲しいって言ってんだよ。聞こえた？
つかさ、俺らバグボムなんだけどさ、知ってるよね、バグボム。で何？舐めてんの？
As with Platinum Jail, the Ribsties gangs have absolutely no naming sense. I mean, seriously, all mates make sense, and it's actually a pretty good name for the artificial intelligence that we have in this universe, as is Coil. Coil's an okay word for it. But Platinum Jail, Bug Bomb, it's just, I want to know who came up with these names. I mean, these seem like the names that teenagers would come up with on a fly. It's like there was no screening. Whoa, I am so impressed. Not. Yeah, usually the high-up guys in gangs like this don't go around picking petty fights. It's always the minions. Case in point.
だせ。
ああ？おい、今なんつった？
だせっつったんだよ。
あ？おめえどこの
入ってねえし。
はぁ？まさかのノーマーク？
マジか？
ありえねえ
Once again, there are some seriously annoying voices in this game. And I really hope I don't keep saying once again too much. You know, that part... And again, I hope I don't keep interrupting with you-knows. This part actually kind of bugs me. Because again, they call Ribsties a game. And Ribsters are players. But this is a very casual reference to them killing people. That's not a game.
へえ、ノーマークってことは、やっちゃっていいんだ。
There you go. This guy is talking about killing Alba. And I know that Alba can throw down and he can probably kick the asses of these two minions. But still, that's some serious shit.
余裕っしょ。
And it's just brushed off.
お兄さんさ、ちょっと一緒にあっち行こうよ。な？
Yeah, that's not suggestive or suspicious at all.
その辺にしとけよ。
Yay! It's candidate number 2.
ああ
I wish. I so wish that he had a root of his own.
こいつに絡むと、顎砕かれるぞ。
はあ何お前誰
He really did deserve a root. But he got delegated to plot device.
おい、やばいよ。
何がだよ。
こいつ、ドライジュースのヘッドの水木だ。
Seriously, that sounds horrible. Sounds like an innuendo. I mean, dried juice could mean, well, you know, dried spunk.
はドライジュース
こいつの必殺技知ってるか？狐のかかと落としっつーの。一発食らうと、顎砕かれるぜ。
ドライジュースなら最初からそう言えよ。
行こうぜ。
だっせーな、おい。逃げるくらいなら、最初から喧嘩売れなっつーの。
よ。
久しぶりだな、青葉。
水木
Hello, Mizuki. I love you. Does that mean you killed someone?
狐のかかと落としってなんだよ。
お前の足技の話だよ。名前はさっき適当につけたけど。でも、顎砕いたことあるのは間違ってないだろ？
And it's making fun of its own lack of naming sense in the game. I came up with the name just now, but whatever. That's how I imagine them picking the names for the everything in this game. Rib, Platinum Jail, hell, Rhyme even. I mean, why is it called Rhyme? There is absolutely no naming sense in this game.
何年前の話だよ。
俺は今でもよく覚えてるけどな。つか、お前がこの時間にこの辺にいるって珍しいな。
はあ、まあな。
ようやく来る気になったか？ドライジュースに。
I'm gonna venture a guess and say, nope.
まさか、そういうの嫌だっつってるだろ。
チームも入ってみりゃ、意外といいもんだぜ。
Probably a good thing though. I can't imagine Alba with a neck tattoo. Okay, pause. There's one thing, if anybody who's played the game knows this, Maybe not leave a comment, but maybe message me or something, or whatever. When exactly did they meet? The reason I'm asking is because I have a little bit of a timeline issue in my head, because apparently Alba met Mizuki when he was still getting in trouble as a late teens, early 20s, I believe, is when he was still getting in trouble, or when he stopped getting into trouble. When exactly did he meet Mizuki? Because, with Mizuki's attitude towards certain things in the game, if Alba met him when he was still getting in trouble, shouldn't Mizuki hate Alba for basically representing a lot of what he hates? And if he met Alba after a certain incident that took place, why was Alba still getting in trouble? From the way I understand it, Alba stopped getting into trouble within days or maybe a week or so of that incident. So, yeah, can someone clarify that timeline for me? Alright, let's pick up where we left off.
とにかく、めんどいの嫌なの、俺は。
知ってるよ。でも、最近はうちも結構微妙なんだよな。
微妙？そうか？お前んとこ相変わらず最強だろ？
あれだよ。ライムのせいだ。
ライ？
うちのメンバーもちょろちょろ流れてんだよ。ライムなんて頭脳戦ってや聞こえいいけど、所詮はただの妄想ゲームだろ。
Aren't all games kind of delusional? I mean, they're escapes from
ま
reality.
ったく、どこがいいんだかわけわかんねえよ。妄想で縄張り守れるかっつーの。
And from what I understand, there is no turf protection in Rhyme either. So it seems like Mizuki doesn't even really understand what Rhyme is.
まあ、確かにな。
And there we go. I gotta give Mizuki credit. He is a very passionate person. And he's not a bad person either. It's just, he seems to take things a little too far with his hatred for Rhyme. And that's one of his few unlikable characteristics. Very, very few, but otherwise I really like his character. His character design is a little funny when you see him in the sprite, if only because his hips look way too narrow. You know, these subject transitions can be a little bit sporadic in the early conversations. They make more sense later on, but in the early conversations when they're trying to introduce all the plot shit, they're kind of sporadic.
神隠し？
聞いたことあるだろ。昔、リブのチームが丸ごと全員行方不明になったって話。
And there we go. Plot.
まあ、あるけど、でもあれって都市伝説みたいなもんだろ？しかも10年くらい前の噂だし。
どういう理由かはわかんねえんだが、最近、ぱったり見かけなくなったチームがいるんだよな。
ヘマでもしてヤクザに締められたとかじゃねえの？
それが、消えたチームのメンバーが、数日経ってから、ふらっと帰ってくるってのが起きてな。で、自分のことも忘れてて、まるで、脳が壊れちまってるような感じだったらしいぜ。
That's very specific wording.
でも、神隠しって確か、犯人はあのモルヒネだってオチじゃなかったか？モルヒネ自体が都市伝説みたいなもんだし。
Actually, morphine is is one of the better names in this game, if only because of what I know about it. I feel like morphine it's a bit appropriate, if only because what the drug does to you. That it doesn't sound dumb. Dry juice bug bomb. It's one of the names that doesn't really sound dumb.
ま、そうなんだけどな。
And I do love that. If you look at that, you'll actually find that that is the atomic formula. That's the periodic formula for morphine. And I think that's a really nice touch, actually.
「犯人がモルヒネじゃないとなると、もしかしたらライムやってる奴らの仕業じゃねえかとか考えたりもしたんだけどな。
Why is it in games like this, urban legends always turn out to be key plot devices and facts? I mean, I know they're always introduced for a reason, and they're not in-universe just to be in-universe. But it's just they always create these urban legends to create plot depth. I always wondered why they couldn't just have a game where there is no urban legend that suddenly turns out to be true.
そりゃちょっと話がぶっ飛びすぎだろ。
Because these urban legend things, they're technically something that everybody in the game knows about. So they're having conversations about shit that they already know about. It's basically the as-you-know conversation in order to inform the audience of certain in-universe plot elements. It would be more interesting and more effective if this was new information without an urban legend attached to it, so that some characters actually don't know what's going on, and it feels like a more natural conversation. But that being said, this is in the beginning of the game, and these kind of weird topic transitions, introduction of plot elements, they kind of become more fluid and just generally less noticeable as the game goes on. But in the very beginning of the game, they're introducing a lot of element and trying to build the world, so it's very long, very tedious, and at times a little boring. But if you can get past that, the game actually is very fun. It's very intricate. And very intricate.
本気で言ってるわけじゃないぜ。ただ、最近奴ら、調子に乗ってきてるからな。
だからって、神隠しまでやって、しかも人の頭をおかしくするとか、そんなことできんのか？
If I'm not mistaken, when describing Rhyme earlier, and I can't even remember if this is in the very beginning or a little bit later, they do talk about how Rhyme has the ability to break people's minds. And Alba already knows this. So this is, again, part of the whole as-you-know conversation, that they're introducing information that they both know, so as to bring it up for the audience to learn.
そこまでやれるんなら、何かしらの騒ぎになってるだろ？
いや、わかってるって。だから、俺も本気で言ってるわけじゃない。ライムか。ああ、なんか気分悪いな。そろそろ行くわ。また今度、店に顔出せよ。
ああ。
んじゃな。
Alrighty, this is before we get our first official taste of what Rhyme is in this game, so I think this is a pretty good place for us to pause for now. hopefully the audio turns out alright in this video. If not, I really don't want to have to re-record it, but I will if I have to. If I don't and the audio still sucks, that's because I gave up. And, well, anyway, I don't know how often I'll be able to upload these videos. I have every intention of completing the game and uploading it, but I am a college student, so time is of the essence, and I may not find the time to play. And if I bore anyone with my little rants about the small issues with the game, please tell me and I'll try and cool them down. It's just there's certain parts of the game that I feel need addressing because of how, well, silly they are. As much as I love the game, it is not without its flaws. And in a way, the flaws make it a better game. Because after all, something that's perfect is kind of boring. Oh, and this is about the 4th or 5th time I've said anyway. I'll be signing off now, and I will see you next time.